Welcome to Pure Blood Wolf Brothers. I'm Steve.
And I'm Bobby. And as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and comment down below.
In today's world, we hear about toxic masculinity a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're going to talk about it. To start the show off today, we're going to start it with a clip from Candace Owens talking about men.
Another thing that I've noticed going on in society is that there is a lot of cynicism towards men as well, and you've talked about it, as well on your show and on different platforms. And I've noticed that a lot of women, similar to like what the media does, it projects such a negative, cynical view of men in society. Of men are going to take advantage of you, they're going to beat you, they're going to get you pregnant and leave you. There's such a negative view of men. So for women who may have a negative view of men because of maybe personal experience, whether their father may have not been there or because of whatever society painted to them, how would you encourage them? How would you motivate them to not be as cynical and to be more optimistic when it comes to men?
I think it's a self-perpetuating problem, meaning that there are crappy men in the world, right? But men are crappy because we've created a system where manhood has become obsolete. You keep increasingly telling men more and more they can't matter. When I say, who are they being told that by? There, like I said, there's more sinister implications here of why we're making manhood obsolete. When we're saying masculinity is wrong, this is backwards. You don't need a man. You can just have a baby without a man. You're starting to see that sort of programming happening with young women. When you're telling women to act like men, you should aspire to the things that men naturally might aspire to. When you remove the more natural feeling of men being providers and women being nurturers, which is a beautiful yin and yang that just works, right? So you're creating men to feel obsolete, and then women are complaining because men aren't being men. It doesn't work that way, right? And not only that, then increasingly you're telling women to be the opposite of what I think men want, right? The opposite, maybe in the instant when men are not thinking with their big heads and they're saying, oh, whoa, she's half naked, great, I'm going to go for it.
Yeah.
That might be what a man wants, but long term, that's not what a man wants. A man doesn't want a girl that's just going to be naked all the time and put herself out there available for every man to see. That I don't have to be a man to know that that's not what men want.
Yeah.
So then you say men suck, and I ask this question all the time. You complain about men, but are you being the type of a woman that a man would want, right? It's a self-perpetuating problem. And then you say that and they, oh my God, Candace is a horrible human being. And I'm looking at you going, I'm not a dude. I wouldn't date you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, again, self-perpetuating problem. Not enough women calling out the fact that women are not desirable right now, in my opinion, right? They're sexually desirable, but I wouldn't want to take you home to mom desirable. And then you have men who are being hit over the stick and being told, man, bad, masculinity, bad, who need to be told, no, stand up, tuck your shirt in, right? Be a leader, be what a man is supposed to be. And that dies when we're not even allowed to say man and woman anymore. And that gets me into the transgender, and I could rant for 3 hours on that, so.
Some very interesting points by Candace Owens. What do you think about that, Bobby?
I think she brings up a lot of points that real men share. Um, Now, the modern day feminist, she's not going to agree at all with her.
Don't
You
forget
know,
the men that are feminists too.
oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Those little soy boys. Ugh, I can't stand them dudes.
And honestly, neither can most women.
Right? Well, the real women, the real women don't like soy boys.
Even feminists, they'll have them around for a little bit and then they'll kick them to the curb.
Right? Yeah, straight feminists don't want to date a feminine guy, you know. And if they
Right.
do, something's not normal with them.
But like Candace was saying, most men don't want to date women that portray themselves to
Trashy
be,
whores.
well, okay, take that aspect out of it, but just women are, because of feminism, are shaping themselves out to compete with men, be like men, and because of that, they become very argumentative,
Right.
not feminine at all.
Mm-hmm.
Men don't want to date that.
No.
Why would a guy want to date himself?
Right. If a say a super hot chick came up to you, right? And you were getting along great and she was like, "Oh, by the way, I'm a lumberjack." You would have said,
Broad shoulders.
right, right. Well, no,
How
I mean,
she's super hot.
hey, speaking of that, did you see the brownie paper towel?
No.
Oh my, they changed it. It says strength has no gender and it's a woman on it. Yeah. Feminism is running wild. It's but anyways, back to Candace, what she was talking about.
Mm-mm. Yeah, you threw that off. Okay, again.
Hey man, this is all over the place.
Are you a woman?
Oh my god, totally.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Anyway, no, getting back to what we were saying, men don't want to date men. Women, they claim and they say that men should be more sensitive and they should be more in touch with their feelings. But then when they get that,
Hmm.
they don't want that.
No. Nope.
They need Women have a tendency of wanting to find that man that's going to lead the way.
Hmm.
They'll say they won't. Why can't I lead? Why can't I, do this, do that? Women don't do it. They can't even make up their mind as far as what they want to eat.
Right. Yeah, and put all the pressure on them to get all the bills paid, to take care of the car, to do it's going to overwhelm them, and that's why I think a lot of these feminists are crazy. They're trying to do too much which they weren't built for.
Nurturers, absolutely. Women do that way better than men.
Right.
Their tolerance for that stuff is way higher.
Hmm.
Um, what do men do? We problem solve. We figure things out. Okay. We
And
get stressed out with it,
right.
and then that's why we need women to be that balance for us.
Hmm.
We need women to bring that feminine quality to the table,
Right. Yeah,
and
yeah, you can't have it all because you're going to create a monster, and that's what these feminists are. you know Especially the male feminists, that they're trying to do it all, but that's not their nature to do that. They're fighting nature.
when a woman, I'm going to give you a little scenario here. Okay, a feminist, argumentative type woman who wants to lead, wants to take control of things.
Hmm.
She starts dating a guy that's kind of soft, kind of in touch with his feelings. Um, and she lays all her guilt and everything else throughout the course of the day on him. Okay. Sooner or later, he's going to snap because
Hmm.
he's completely in touch with his feelings.
Yeah. Yep.
That's
The-
not a good thing.
Women wouldn't want to they couldn't handle to hear what men are actually feeling and thinking.
Well,
you
that
know
that opens a door on a whole nother subject here. Uh, it used to be men would have lodges and all this thing where it was just men. Okay,
Hmm.
women have definitely invaded those spaces. There's no longer anything for just men. There's plenty for just women.
Hmm.
Um, but those are all things that men don't want to get involved with.
you know
Um,
when I would go to the hardware store with dad when we were little, you
mhm.
know you never saw a female at the hardware store. Now it's like they cater to a hardware store
It's not a
and
hardware store no more.
well,
It's a
right,
novelty store
yeah,
with some
with some tools, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But no, you get what I'm saying. You know, a hardware store used to be a place like a guy's store. Now you walk in there and it's 50-50 of everybody, you know, and guys don't have a space, like you said.
Well, the thing is though, men need like that male bonding. They need that because if a guy's gonna vent, right? If he's gonna actually lay out his issues, his problems, who's gonna understand it?
Right.
Other men.
Not a woman. Right. And not a
Women, I mean,
trans woman
oh,
either.
really? take take advice that women give other women about relationships.
Oh God.
It always fails.
It's the most awful advice ever.
And it's usually always leave
Negative.
him, he doesn't
Yep.
deserve you, blah blah blah.
Right.
Well, okay, so what are you gonna do? You're gonna open up your door for a whole nother let's start over, let's do this rather than actually working at the relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? It's not always his fault. Women are to blame for so much when it comes to relationships.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, they don't think that way. They don't want to take responsibility for their own actions, their own accountability.
Right.
And I'm not saying, by no means am I saying that men are complete angels in relationships, because there's some terrible us, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But it has to be a two-way street where men and women are actually acknowledging the things that they do wrong, and we have to strive to do the things that we do right.
Right. Yeah. I don't know how we got here in this conversation, but it's all good. This is all good information. You know, it's a good topic.
We're gonna have to down the road here. We are gonna have to get together with some other guests and talk about these topics
Mm-hmm.
because it's conversation that our society needs. It's things that are just getting completely ignored and not changed
Right.
for
Yeah.
the better.
Well, they're changing. Yeah, they are changing, but going in the
Not,
opposite direction of
I'm
what they should
saying
be.
for the better.
Yeah.
We need to get better
Yeah.
because at this point, I think it was Elon Musk that was talking just a couple weeks ago, if that, about how our population is decreasing
Mm-hmm.
and that we're going to fall apart because of it. Look at Social Security, right?
Right. But that the whole decreasing population thing that goes back to women wanting to build a career before they have children, you know,
Abortion,
and yeah, and abortion. But you
birth
know,
control.
right, but look at the women that it wasn't anything odd, you know, a few decades ago to be 20 years old and have a kid and you know want a kid, you know, but
Be
now they're
married.
right. And now women are, oh, I don't want a child, you know, I need to focus on myself first. And by the time they get it wanting to get around to have a child, they're already 35, 40 years old, you know.
All their eggs are almost gone.
Mhm.
Chances of being pregnant.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one thing with feminism that they do lie about a lot. You know, you can have everything later on in life. Later on in life,
There's
women
a
have,
biological clock.
yes, and that window really, they have 10 years, 10 strong years of adulthood
Right.
that they can have kids and be able to plan things out. And if they miss that window, they can never get it back.
Mhm.
On a different topic, though, a couple nights ago, we had put out a video about the jab. Um, YouTube had taken it down. It
Is there a bunch of
obviously, it was usually. I'm sorry, it was absolutely going against their narrative,
Mm-hmm.
but it did have some information on there that quite eye opening.
I'll put the
If
link in the description down below so you guys can click that. It'll take you over to our Rumble page and subscribe on there too. You know, because if a video gets taken down on here, it's always going to be up on Rumble.
that's if we survive on YouTube. Who knows?
Yeah, I know. We already got one strike against us, and we've been doing it 2 weeks. And if you get 3, you're done. That's it.
We will work to possibly get a website all together for you guys,
Mm-hmm.
just in case you're looking for us. We disappear. Go on there. We can tell you where to go to see us
We
again.
we either got banned by YouTube or Hillary Clinton took us out. One of the two.
And I don't think either one of us is suicidal. So
No, only on Mondays.
up until maybe 8 o'clock in the morning.
Right. All right, guys.
Oh,
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. And we'll see you on the next one.
later.